Evening all, and welcome back to the Kieran Clavin Racing Show for the weekend preview covering Newbury and Warwick. Obviously, we have the Betfair Hurdle, obviously now the William Hill Hurdle over at Newbury, along with the Denman Chase and the Game Spirit. And then over at Warwick, we have the Kingmaker Novices Chase and a couple of decent mares hurdle events as well, which look very, very good on paper. But we'll start over at Newbury, go through each race for both meetings, and then give you a selection for each, as per usual. Start off with the 1 o'clock, the Novices Hurdle at Newbury over 2 miles, and Sober Glory is the favourite and will be the selection. Currently best price at 11 to 10 for Philip Hobbs and Johnson White. Brilliant winner at Chepstow, then faulted and finished 4th to Hurricane Pat at Sandown, before coming back over course and distance, winning really readily last time out. Takes on Cadastral again, who obviously faced him at Newbury. And I just think he's got the beat, even though Cadastral won last time at Newbury as well. No, he beat him at Chepstow, sorry, not Newbury. The first time up this season. I just think that Sober Glory's got a bit more in hand. He's got to give £4 to Cadastral, but there's £13 difference in the ratings, and I just think Sober Glory will hold the form. There's 12 lengths that Cadastral's got to try and find. I know he was impressive last time. I just think Sober Glory gets the job done. The one that could potentially be the fly in the ointment is Fantasy World, first time up for Nicky Henderson. Obviously, Henderson sends a lot of his decent ones to Newbury. Rated 103 on the flat for Andrew Baldwin. Very interesting name for a start in a deepish sort of race like this. It will be Sober Glory for me at 11 to 10. We move on to the 135, the handicap hurdle over 3 miles. And this horse is becoming a little bit of a cliff horse, but we're going to pull him up again. And it's a Panda Nom. Currently best price 15 to 8 for the Skeltons. Was third at Kempton last time after winning at Leicester. Third at Kempton on handicap debut. Really fancied him that day. Didn't quite get to the winner, to be honest. They now step him up from 2.5 to 3 miles, trying that for the first time. Potentially that could bring out a bit more improvement and potentially unlock a chance to get back to winning ways like he did at Leicester. Very strange campaign. He's won over 2 miles. Then gone up to 2.5 and got beaten. Back down to 2-1. Back up to 2.5 and got beaten. Now they're trying 3. Very interesting campaign, but we'll see how he gets on. I just think he's got the beating of all these. I don't think it's a very strong handicap hurdle. And at 15 to 8, he'd be my bet for me. The 210, the Denman Chase. Only 4 runners, unfortunately. Very poor field. Hoticolor is favourite of 4 to 6. Stepping back into Grade 1 company. But I will be taking him on. I just think he's top end handicapper. Obviously won the Welsh National very impressively, but not sure whether he'll get found out in a race like this. I know it's only 4 runners. He may be able to dictate from the front, but it was only 4 or 5 runners at Haydock where he blew out in the Betfair Chase. So I'm going to be taking him on, and I know Benicia Williams hasn't had a winner for God knows how long, but Lahon Presse has been has performed really well considering the form of the stable. It was a decent second in the Cotswold Chase behind Spillan's Tower last time out, and obviously ran a very good race in handicap at Cheltenham before that, with a very high weight. He's got to give £2 to Haiti Colors for this race, but he's actually rated £5 higher in the ratings, and I think at 13 to 8 he's a bit of a price. It potentially could be slightly closer in the betting. 4 to 6 plays 13 to 8. The other two, I wouldn't even put into the picture. I don't think they're going to get anywhere near. So yeah, it'd be Lahon Presse in what I look at as a coin flip between these two. And you're always going to take the bigger price on a coin flip. And he's probably got the better form at this level as well. The 245, the Game Spirit over 2 miles. And this is where Lalamba comes in. I'm like 4 to 5. Not going to be a betting proposition, but he should be winning this. Nicky Henderson normally does this with his decent novices. Sends them into open company at this race. He did it with Altior. I think he did it with Shishkin as well. They come to this race and then they go on to running the Arkle later on in the season. Three over fences, one well at Exeter, and it was really impressive last time out in Henry VIII. Just think that he will go and win. He's 4-5. He's not betting proposition here. One just to keep an eye on further down, who's in fact been declared as meat by the sea for the Pauline stable. He's 33-1. He's sent again. Another one's being put into open company. I think this is just to get his third run in, to be honest. Before going, he could have easily have gone to the Kingmaker at Warwick, but he comes here. I think this is just to get his third run in before going for the Jack Richards at the Cheltenham Festival. And then the 3:20, we move on to the big race of the day, the William Hill Hurdle, where Let It Rain is a strong favourite for the Skeltons, but there's a lot of form ties in here with some of these horses. You've got Let It Rain, All in You, Dance and Glance, the Hazy Geezer. They just all tie in form of Sandown and Ascot last couple of times. And I'm just going to take a chance on All in You. Now 6-1. It's probably a muggy each way bet if you want to get involved. Good winner at Sandown last time, beating Dance and Glance and Hot Fuzz. The Hot Fuzz came out and franked the form afterwards, winning at Windsor. And then obviously he beat Let It Rain and Hardy Geezer at Ascot the time before that. Obviously Dance and Glance won the race. I just think that All in You will definitely hit the frame. And I think a 6-1 is decent each way value. One at a massive price that I'm going to keep an eye on is a bit of an old boy, bit of an outsider, but he's definitely running into decent form, and that is Favois for the Skeltons. 33-1 you can currently get. Third in the Great Wood at the start of the season. Was 6th in the County Hurdle a couple of years back. Obviously won the County Hurdle. I think he won this race previous to that as well. So I think he's running decent races. He's obviously the Skelton second string as they got Let It Rain. But I think he could outrun his odds at 33-1. Likes it round this track. I think he could potentially be a big player at 33-1. The 3:55, the handicap chase over 3 miles. And I like the favourite again here in Jigs Forge for Ben Paulin. Course and distance winner last time. I know it was only a 2-runner race where he beat Lucky Place. But he put Lucky Place in his place very well. And obviously I think he'll come on big for the run. He does, however, have to give plenty of weight away to one that could be lurking at the bottom of the weights, and that is Captain Bellamy for Paul Nicholls. Currently best priced 11-2 for that horse. If there's money for that, obviously Nicholls has a very good record at Newbury as well. This horse ran well in second last time over course and distance. Potentially could put it up to Jigs Forge, but I just think Jigs Forge got better back form. Obviously ran okay in the Bartlett last year. Decent runs at Doncaster the time before that. I just think he's got decent form in the book, and I'd be willing to take a chance on him at 7-2 at a track that he's obviously already won at over fences. And in the last race, the bumper, just quickly touch on that. And the horse I like is the Pipe Horse, the no walkover, second in his point, first time up, and then wins at Chepstow, and then in a Class 2 event up at Aintree. Should take plenty of beating here. I know the Skeltons have got one in here who looks fairly decent prospect, but I think this no walkover looks a decent animal and potentially could win this and then go on to the champion bumper itself. That is the Newbury card. We then go over to Warwick and cover the races over there. The first being the 12:40, the Novices Hurdle, over 2 miles, 3 furlongs. We don't have prices currently for the race. 2 I just want to mention in here, though. The Skeltons run Just Golden, who's finished second at Cheltenham on New Year's Day last time, was third the time before that, and then second the time before that. So running okay races. Probably is due a win, whether it comes here on a factor. And Leader Crick for the Twist and Davis stable, who cost an awful lot of money at the sales after his second in his point-to-point. Then was turned up first time in a Class 2 at Cheltenham in October. Ran fairly disappointing in the end, finishing only 6th. but has been off the track since, come back, they've freshened him up for this. Maybe this novice hurdle could be a lot easier for him, and potentially the step up slightly in trip could suit him as well. So between them two in the race, we'll see how they price it up. The 1:15, the mare's listed hurdle over 2.5 miles. And there's one I like in here very strong. That's Hollygrove Char for Jamie Snowden. Coming back over hurdles after going chasing last time. Didn't really make a cut at his fences at Windsor last time, so they've decided to scrap the idea and go back over hurdles. She actually won the Jane Seymour, which obviously is run on this card this year, at Sandown this time last year. So has form at this time of year. That was a grade 2. I think this listed event, if she's back to anything like her best over hurdles, she should take a lot of beating. And 4-1 is quite a decent price about her. The 2:25, the Veterans Chase over 2.5 miles. You've got Lamilos in here trying to win this race again after winning it last year. Napper's Hills in here for the Paul Nicholls stable. Obviously had been off for a long time, but a 10-year-old going Veterans Chasing could be very interesting. But there is another one that I like who's going into the Veterans Chases for the first time, and that's Grand Diam for Alan King. 3rd at Cheltenham last time out on New Year's Day. Decent 3rd there. Dropping into Veterans Company, obviously they potentially will go slightly slower. I think he could potentially run a decent race. He's around a 4-1 shot currently at the prices. The next race is 3 o'clock, is the Jane Seymour that I discussed earlier with Hollygrove. Oh, so I've actually missed a race out. I've missed out the 1:50, the Kingmaker Novices Chase. How I missed that out, I don't know. Over 2 miles, and there's only 3 runners, unfortunately. Mambo number 5 is in here. Now I like this horse a lot, Mambo number 5. I just don't think this is going to suit. I think he's better going right-handed than he is going left-handed. He could prove me completely wrong at the weekend and make me look a bit stupid, but I'm going to take him on. I'm going to take him on with the other one. I'm going to back Steel Ally. I just think he's won really impressively last time out, and I just think he's got the edge. He's also rated £4 higher, but he only has to actually give £2 to Mambo number 5, so technically he's £2 better off. I just think he could potentially come out and win this race. I've touched on the Veterans Chase, the 3 o'clock, the Jane Seymour Mares Hurdle, over 2 mile 3 furlongs. There's a couple I like in here, they're both at the top of the market. First I'm going to touch on is the favourite, which is 11-4, which is Kingston Queen, which is one of my horses to follow for the year. She was very impressive first time up at Chepstow. Took away that field very nicely. Then went to Cheltenham and finished 3rd behind the now supreme favourite Old Park Star. Now that form looks fairly rock solid now. Old Park Star's gone on 1 again since. But Kingston Queen now dropping back into Mare's Company, back against her own sex. She could take a lot of beating here. But there's a mare that down the bottom that I really, really like. Just the way she's won her races this year, I just can't not back her probably. I probably will end up backing her again. And that's White Noise of Kim Bailey's. 3 from 3 this year. Wins at Worcester, Market Raise, and the last time out of a course and distance. This horse has just been going from strength to strength on every race. And if she gets a soft lead in front, which I think she might do again, she could be difficult to peg back. And I think at 4-1, she could be a decent bet here, but I may not have a bet in the race purely and simply because I like both her and Kingston Queen. But it should be a very, very good renewal of this race, and then hopefully they will both take on each other again in the Mares Novice Hurdle. We shall see at the Cheltenham Festival. And then the last 3 races to touch on, there's no price on any of these races. The 3:35, the handicap hurdle over 2 miles. I look Amorite for Faye Bramley. Nice 2 wins over the hurdles, last 2 starts. At the back end of last season on soft ground. I think we'll get this now. And I think he won. I think it was 1 mile, and it was either 1 mile 6 or 2 miles over the track on the flat. And if this boy gets a soft lead, then it'll be very hard to peg back. It's very hard for horses to go past him. He's a very stubborn horse. He doesn't like being overtaken. And if he gets a soft lead, he could be very difficult to peg back. The 4:10, the handicap hurdle over 2.5 miles. Again, another Fay Bramley horse, this time in the McManus colours. First start for Fay, coming over from Willie Mullins and its Last Kingdom. Decent form in Islands. Run okay in a handicap hurdle last time out. Believe it was at Punchestown. And comes here obviously off top weight, but in a lesser class of a race. I think he should take plenty of beating. And then the bumper, the final race on the card, the 2 mile bumper, I like Velagond, I think I pronounced that correctly, for the Pauline stable. Second is Point to Point. He should obviously come on big lamb, and this stable do have a lot of decent bumper winners. So that's all the races covered. I've got 3 best bets for the weekend so far. The nap of the video and the nap of the weekend will be Hollygrove Charge going back over hurdles. I think she's got a massive chance in that mare's listed hurdle at 115 at Warwick. And then the other 2 horses that I'm going to put up as best bets is Sober Glory in the first race at Newbury, and a Panda Nom, we're going to give him another go over 3 miles in the second race at Newbury. So that is it. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Brilliant views last week of the DRF videos and the racing all over that. I think I had 500 views over both videos, so thank you very much for that. It's much appreciated. And hopefully we get plenty more content. The closer and closer we get to Cheltenham, the more content that will come out. You know, race to race previews, etc. A video per race, going through all that. And yeah, plenty of content to come. But I hope we all have a good weekend, guys. Plenty of winners. Be lucky and happy punting to you all.